All righty. Well, good morning. Good morning. Hello, Margaret. Good morning. So, I'm not going to horse around today. There's no reason for that. So, hey, Dennis, how you doing? So, good morning. Welcome to Mid Morning Medium Chat with Adam of the Black Swamp Medium and Miss Bonnie Burd. Hello, Bonnie.
Hi, nice to be here.
Thanks, Bonnie, for joining. Hey, Tanya. So, it's been a while since I've had anybody on, because a lot of times the schedule going on, and even then it's early in the morning. Not everybody is like us that just want to get up and start our days.
Yeah, I'm already up. Seems like 7 o'clock, 6 o'clock.
Good morning, Sarah. How are you?
Yeah, good.
Because even like for me, we were talking before the show. It's like, I was, our team, was at a ghost hunt last night while we were hosting it, and so I didn't get home until like 3:30 in the morning, and so I'm literally, I think I got just about 4 hours. So I mean, I'm, if I look a little tired, but that's okay. Let it go. Let it. We can handle it. Hey, Carrie. Good morning, Nicole. And it's okay. That's what's fun about these shows. We just kind of hanging out. Nobody has to look special. I mean, I do try to straighten this guy out a little bit, so at least he's not too frazzled. But but yes, thanks to everybody that's coming on and jumping on. I know more will be showing up soon. But yeah, I wanted to bring Bonnie on because she's been an amazing friend, and we've, you guys have jumped over to a lot of her stuff that she does with some of her other friends, like Jen, who you guys know I talk about often, and then Kathy. And so they do the Hearts of Change Collective on usually Monday nights, and besides a ton of other things that Bonnie does, and we're going to dive into that. So Carrie's saying, good morning, Bonnie.
Good morning.
But yeah, so we wanted to do that. So Bonnie, I mean, it's easier for, me just to ask you, just kind of, even it was in the bio and things like that, but just kind of tell everybody, what, who you are and what it is that you do.
Okay. Well, I'm a wellness practitioner, and I do energy work. I teach Reiki. I am a Reiki Master teacher, and I do a lot of community work. Because Hearts of Change is all about the community. And then also New Earth, Ascending Consciousness with Robin Nicole and David Starr. And we do a lot of helping people, giving them tools, giving them different things to help them move into the ascension energies. And I also do Ignite Quantum Healing, which is a modality that my guides taught me how to do to help people within the heart and within the Akashic Records to heal in all directions of time. And I do channel light language to help with the healing. See, what else do I do? I don't know.
I know.
A lot of stuff.
Yeah.
I teach classes at Choices Unlimited. I do spiritual classes to angel communication, and also Reiki and energy and Akashic Records.
Hey, good morning, Tim. Thanks for stopping by real quick. I know you're pretty tired, so yeah. So you guys are noticing I'm kind of putting up some of Bonnie's stuff on the side there. Here's her Facebook page. You guys can always go check that out. And then here's her website. You guys can take a peek at that. And that's just Bonnie Burd at Wixsite. Is that right? Is that what I'm seeing at the top there? Okay.
Yep. Ignite Quantum Healing.
Yep. And then if you guys are curious on the YouTube stuff, here's her Ignite the Quantum Healing YouTube page. Check out this right here. Look at that right there. See somebody familiar?
Yep, I see you. Yep. So a lot of the meditations are all high energy. They're all you infused with light language to help you heal and to move forward. And so, yeah, most of it's meditations over there. Once in a while, I do talk and I put it on there, but it's mostly meditations on there.
Mm-hmm.
Eventually, I'm going to get on there and start doing some lives, but I haven't done that yet.
Oh, good morning. Good morning. So yeah, that's awesome. Yep. I know I've checked out a few of them, so I can definitely attest to it. Um, I did check this one. I didn't go the full time, but I did do that Great Sphinx of Giza one.
Mhm.
I was like, I'm going to listen to it because I was doing it at work a little bit, and I'm like, oh, and I'm like, okay. Then I had to get back to work, and I'm like, I can't stick around too long, but try to sneak what I can in at work, but sometimes it's not always as easy. But
Yeah. Well,
but
there's
that
the newest one is the Lion Gate healing. That one is a good one.
yeah, and we're actually going to talk about that in a little bit because if you guys remember from we were the last few weeks, and Bonnie was another one that I didn't personally reach out to, but our good friend Jen was, it was kind of weird. We were kind of doing this like kind of triangle thing. We were all like talking in a triangle but not in one space together, but everybody was experiencing so much of the similar things. So yeah, we want to definitely touch on that. But so if you guys are curious, you want to definitely subscribe to some of these pages and check Bonnie out, or hook her up, get in contact with her, so that way if you guys are interested in the session, well worth it.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm. So and let me pull that out so we don't have to, but and I'll put that stuff up at the end of the show and things, so hopefully that you guys want to check it out again and things. But hey Janet. Okay, Karen, you know what, you got to hit me up privately after the show and stuff, and then we can work on that. So all right. So yeah. So other than that, how's everything else been going on with you?
It's been a little busy. It's been really pushing, like over there at the New Earth, there's a lot of circles. Unity circles are people who have things on their heart that they just want to tell others. They don't have to be no specialists. They don't have to be, they just want to share love. And so we do unity circles over there, and it seems like we've been building, there's been a lot lately, one right after another. And we also do community chats over there so that we can get to know our community. And then heart stuff.
Yeah.
And then my own personal stuff, so, and it's been really busy in the physical world too, out at Choices. So it's been, like boots on the ground.
Mm-hmm. And that's
get moving.
sometimes it's a good thing. I mean, sometimes being busy is good, and then other times it's like, man, I need a break.
Yeah. Well, I'm gonna get a break. The kids are having me go to Cedar Point with them. Yay.
Oh, how about that? That's awesome. There's Jen. There's Jen.
Hi, Jen.
Good morning, lovelies. I love you both so much. There she is.
Oh, she's so sweet. Love you, Jen.
Awesome. She hit me up this morning, and I was like, I was already kind of getting things running around, getting things set up, and so I'm like, I can't talk much.
I know. That happened to me too.
Yeah, and that's what happens. I mean, being, you get up, you think you have all this time in the world. I'm like, oh yeah, I'm gonna, get my drink. I'm just gonna chill out, maybe look at a few messages or whatever, and then the next thing you know, it's
it's time. You're like, oh no, yeah.
But yeah, we talked about just a few moments ago, but let's just go ahead and segue into some of the Lionsgate stuff, because obviously, let everybody know what you're thinking, or what your thoughts on it are.
Well, I learned a lot from Robin Nicole, because she just posted a blog over here, her Shine Your Light Network. So if you want to check out that blog, that tells you a lot. But what she was saying is that there's an A, B, and C Sirius star, that it has 3 different types of beings. One is human-like, but they're not really as solid as we are. One is there's also one's like dolphin or like mermaid-like, and then the other one was like unicorns. That all sounds crazy, but it's what she researched, and I thought that was interesting because I didn't know that about that. But there's all kinds of beings out there that we don't know and understand yet, that we're getting to know, family members and stuff like that. And then the Lionsgate opens up to help bring in the energies, to bring in the keys and codes to help us shift our shadow work, which is really intense right now. So we're all like, it's like being squeezed through a squeegee. Or or like that commercial where they shake you until your change falls out because you can't hold on to it anymore. So the energies that are coming through, we can't have those blockages in the lower half, like in the earth and the base and in the sacral and the solar plexus. So they're working and shifting that out, but then they also got to get this online up here. So it's a lot of work up in here, a lot of work like in the jaw hurts, like they're like shifting everything around, getting the throat online. It's like a all body shift in all our light physical and light body. So we're just like, it's like gripping us. It's like the roller coaster ride. You're getting ready to go to the top before the energy really hits you, and you're thinking, "Oh God, can I hang on?" And it's kind of what's happening.
And that's what's so wild about it. It's you're almost not prepared for, because a lot of the things that have been going on the last, month, a little over a month, it's just been in these weird moments that all of a sudden it's like, I posted about it several times, and most of it I thought, was something to do with me, like on a real physical level, not so much on a spiritual level. But I'm like, thinking, man, and I've had to postpone, or I've had to, reschedule, clients and things, because I'm just like, I feel so horrible at times, and I'm like, I feel bad. I hate doing it, but it's like, if I'm not in any great shape for it, I mean, I don't want to, and everybody knows this. I mean, I don't want to give a crappy session.
You have to fill your cup before you can fill theirs,
Yeah.
And we've learned that all along. It's not fair to them. You have to think of it that way. It's not you have to be fair to them. If you're not feeling well, then you can't do. Robin's saying she can't find you.
You know what? I think I saw her. She went to Beyond the Science. She's got to go to Adam the Black Swamp Medium. That's probably where she didn't find it. Yeah, and that's the thing, is like like we talked about, a lot of the things that I was going through, and that's when I said, well, if I was starting to see something that was unusual, and it wasn't, hey Rodney, and that it wasn't something truly physical, that's why I wanted to make an effort to start posting about it, because if I'm going through something, how many other sensitives, how many other empaths, how many other mediums and psychics and holistic practitioners are, feeling something? Are they, having the similar, things? Again, like you just said, but I mean, with everything that was kind of happening up here, and the, people are having dizzy spells, and just, it just, because it came out of nowhere. It's not like, you ran a marathon.
Suddenly your equilibrium goes. You're like, what just happened? Yeah.
It's so weird. And it's interesting, because even then, like when I started this whole journey, which I'm, a little bit more of a late bloomer, but even then it's like none of this stuff was that kind of really, I mean, one, it was just learning, all the basics, but then when all this other stuff nowadays has been jumping in, we're really getting hit with a lot of things that we're just not used to it. It's just,
have you been having trouble breathing? I mean, like
a few times.
Like I've been having trouble, like it feels like I can't get enough breath, like I can't get enough oxygen. And I'm like, what is happening there?
Yeah. I mean, and I keep thinking, like, because a couple times it happens, and I'm sitting there, like, start to panic, then like, oh my gosh, something happening, and then you're thinking, is this pandemic related? Am I getting a symptom or something?
Yeah. But it's like, not. It's just. But the one with the jaw, I mean, sharp pain all the way through, and then it went down into my heart. That freaked me out. That I was like, whoa, what was that?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And then I saw someone do an energy thing, and they were saying that they were saying the same thing about your jaw hurting and about it going down. And so I was like, well, at least I'm not the only one.
Yeah.
So crazy.
And Jen was just saying too, she's like, yeah, what you were agreeing with the whole jaw thing. She's like, oh my God, me too. And but yeah, I mean, that's Carrie, like a fish out of water, and then whoosh, good. Good morning, Sharon. Yeah, that's so true. I mean, it is. It kind of shows up. Maybe it'll last, couple hours. Maybe it'll last a full day, and then the next thing you know, you're just like, oh, she was talking about the breathe thing. Yeah, but Yeah, it's so, and that's what freaks me out, because you sort of think, am I having a health complication or something? And and then you're worrying about that when you're really just supposed to be kind of chilling out. But it's hard when we don't go through these things and we don't understand them, that we
Well,
really do have to relax.
you have to relax and allow and breathe. Breathe
Mm-hmm.
is key. And then
Yep.
drinking lots of water and laying down when you're tired, and don't
Yep.
push yourself. Don't push
Right.
yourself. You know, and honor yourself. Honor
Yeah.
yourself. And that's the hardest thing, because we're thinking that we got to push through everything, but that's not the way to do it.
Yeah.
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 That just makes it worse.
Right. Oh, totally. And that's why, that's like I said, a couple of minutes ago, it's like, that's why I wanted to start, even if it was a quick post. I'm like, hey, is everybody having head issues right now? Because before I just truly believed, oh, there's Robin.
She found it.
Yeah, she found us. Yeah, I just couldn't get over it, because I really just didn't believe it was anything else, out there, that we're experiencing. But then you like start to see a couple of people, like when I was Jen, she'll like, yeah, I'm kind of feeling the same thing. I'm like, okay, now I'm like, what's going on?
Yeah. Well, like the tightness around the head and the ringing in the ears, the ring. So, I mean, everybody's doing that.
Yep.
And I also saw an interesting thing when I was listening to the ladies talk about the energy. She was doing an energy thing, and she was saying that there's been twice that she recently realized. You ever heard of a reset?
Yeah.
Well, there's been twice that things have been like it looked like she woke up in the morning and it looked like she had run over a paint can, which she knows she would have known if she did that. She would have heard it. And the paint was already dry, and it was real thick. It was real thick, and it was dry. And so she was like, how long was I, because the reset is when people are asleep at night and they have things they have to do, the higher being, they have things to help us with ascension. You'll sleep longer than 24, longer than the 8 hours that you think you're sleeping.
Yeah.
Because they're doing things, and then they'll awaken you when it's time.
Right.
But you don't know how long you were sleeping.
Yeah.
So it's like a reset of the matrix, and they're adjusting things.
Yep.
And so she said there's twice recently that she's seen that. And so how many other times that she just noticed that? Yeah. Isn't that interesting?
That's why I say it's just, some of this stuff just blows me away. Because like I said, to not, we forget to kind of reach out to each other. We just kind of figure, oh, I'm just going through something, I'm going to keep it quiet. And then it's like, we just sort of mentioned, yeah, how are you doing today? And you're like, I'm not good. And you're like, why? I'm like, well, I'm experiencing this. And you're going like, well, yeah, so am I. And I'm like, what?
Yeah.
So we're all trying to
how about the joint pain? The joint pain. Oh,
yeah,
God.
A couple people just saying that.
Elbows and my shoulders. Yeah. Big time.
Yep. Yeah. That's what Margaret was just saying. She said she hasn't had so many head issues, but she's had a lot of pain in her left arm and shoulder, plus ringing in her ears. So, it's kind of
so your issues are going to be where it's moving out the energy, because it's not. I mean, even though it's coming in and it's supposed to smoothly move it all out, but it's like before, like if you turn the faucet on and it's a little drip, it's like full blast moving it out. Mm-hmm. It's not messing around anymore.
Right.
And so that's why you're feeling the physical side effects to it, mm-hmm. which is crazy. The weird things that is happening.
Margaret's just saying, she goes, it seems to be like something larger is going on. That's for sure.
Oh yeah. We don't know. We only have an inkling of a knowing of what's going on, because I don't think our human brains could really understand what they're doing.
No. Yeah, Jen was just saying she literally went to see her doctor about shoulder and cervical pain. Carrie is saying sometimes sometimes losing time doing something that takes 30 minutes looks like it's been over an hour.
Yeah.
Robin just said, oh my God, my arm is swollen where I broke it in 2015. Feels like a sack of fluid.
Yeah. And my feet, I've been having to deal with swelling too. My feet swelling, my hands. It's weird, really weird.
It's like it almost accentuates a lot of like any, you're like, previous injuries, like, Robin's mentioned. I hurt my knee, but I didn't tear anything. I didn't break anything. I kind of landed on it weird one time. And so that shows up every once in a while. Was it yesterday or the day before? I just, not real light, just kind of a little achy in my knee. But, sometimes I have to know what I'm physically doing, which I thought about everything I did. I'm like, well, I didn't do anything that would normally make it ache. So I'm like, okay, what's going on? And so everything now I'm like judging.
Yeah, because it's like old energies. That old energy has that pain or whatever was attached, whatever emotion you was feeling when it happened to you. It's all attached to that, so it's all got to go. Yeah. So it's got to be broken up and let go. Mm-hmm. And so you're going to feel it, the symptom of it, before it goes, before you let it go. But it's easy.
Weird.
Right. It is weird. It is so weird. But it's easy if you could just let it go. But if you don't have to know everything about everything. It's there. You recognize it, and then ask spirit to help you breathe it through and let it go. Mm-hmm. And but then there's some real deep core wounds that you kind of end up having to know what they are. Yeah. In order to understand what you're letting go. Mm-hmm. And so those aren't any fun.
No. Well, but those are, you got to deal with that as well. I mean, obviously all the stuff recently, every one of us, including everybody that's watching this or listening to it back later on, we're all capable of doing this a lot on our own. We can push this through, but obviously if it gets a little bit more intense or, consistently, and it's really, pulling you down and really making your life, miserable. I mean, you want to reach out to one of us to see, what we can do to provide or to help you break through it, ease some of it just to get you back where you need to go to where you can take over and take full control of yourself.
Yeah, absolutely.
Because it is, there's only so much a lot of us can do for everybody, but there's a lot that you have to do for yourself personally. And I think a lot of people just, we want to go to the doctor. We want that magic pill to make us feel better, but there's a lot of work in this light that we are, surrounded by. We have a lot to do for ourselves. And it's obviously our bodies go through a whole lot, physically, but it also is, showing a lot of things of what is going on, and we're just got to be conscious enough to understand it more. And so doing things like this, having conversations and even then talking about it, just getting everybody together, for a few minutes or whatever, just to kind of work it out, because sometimes this is all it takes, just us to talk. And,
right.
And so
to recognize that it's there, to know everybody else is doing it too. You're not alone.
Yeah.
And sometimes you'll just get uncontrollable sadness. It'll just take a hold of you, and you're not sure what it is. But you don't really have to know what it is. You just give permission for it to leave. Right. But if it won't leave, then you got to dig in and see what it is.
Now, my friend Carmen saying the lack of motivation is what's been really noticeable to her. So well, that's the thing, is it drags you down a little bit, just like anything else. If you're running, you're running yourself ragged every day and you haven't taken care of yourself. And, that's sort of in that realm of, you got to slow down a little bit, and, you can't get frustrated, because obviously that's just going to drag it out a little bit more.
Yeah. It's like we're in, the earth is school. And so we're in this earth school, and now we're like in this accelerated program, and we're not lollygagging around learning this and learning this. Now it's like, straight ahead, bulldoze, straight ahead, go, 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 go. And so it's just having to hang in there and get through it, get shifted to where we need to be.
Right. Which is weird, because again, like we've been saying all morning, I mean, we're not used to this, it's not something where, everybody, we kind of like prepare for it, and we kind of set ourselves up for it, and then we do it, no, this is like, you just, we're just going right in, there's no prepping for nothing. We just got to deal with it. So,
and there's no rules, and you just have to do whatever it takes to get you through it.
Yep. And but I was going to say real quick, that's what I think you said too, is what's important is it's not, we don't have to recognize every single thing about what's going on, because, our Western minds are used to that. We're used to trying to know, everything about a situation and understand like a root cause, how to resolve it and how to move on through it. And the thing is we go way beyond that. there's so much more that, again, we've said it several times, there's so much more that we don't understand. But that's why, when I do, like paranormal things, if I'm trying to connect with a spirit, I'm not asking every single question about that spirit. You know what I mean? I want certain pieces of information if they're willing to share it with me, but at the same time, it's fine. And if they don't want to give me a name, that's fine. So I let it go. It's not the end of the world for me. I don't have to have it. It's not something that my mind needs. I'd rather just have a conversation. Whatever comes of that conversation or situation, perfect.
Mhm.
So
Yeah,
but yeah, that's amazing.
absolutely.
And I guess, do you know, I mean, again, because we're all going through this, do you know of any, like, because I know maybe some people might be a little leery about trying to, let go. I mean, do you have any tips for people that have maybe never like tried to do that, or where they've, just or accepted what's been going on? I mean, any other little secrets that you use or can suggest to people?
Well, it's kind of like what you said in the beginning. You look at it and you go, is this physical? Did I do something to hurt it? And then if you go, no, I really didn't do anything to it. Did I have a past trauma? And then if that's it, then you just you breathe with the intention of releasing and letting go. And then you bring in the Christ light to fill it up, because you never release something and not fill it back up. And so with that, you can do that easily. But then if it's even deeper, if you've tried to do that and it just won't move, it won't shift, then you're going to go, okay, what is it within my heart? What is this? What can I do to heal this? And then you might get all the stories and all the things that you need. And then, am I ready to forgive this? Am I ready to let this go? And then you say yes. Hopefully, you're ready. And then you ask your guides, your people that are your team, to help you release that into the light and to fill it back up with love. And if that doesn't work, if you just can't get there, then you should call someone a healer who can help you shift it. But most of it you can do yourself. It's just being calm and going within and listening to yourself and allowing yourself to feel through it.
Yep.
And
that's great.
That's
yep.
pretty much it right there. Yeah.
Yeah. It's that. Oh, go ahead.
Definitely connecting to the earth, because the mother helps you shift it. Get your feet on the grass or touch a tree, lean against a tree, get out in the sun. All that helps you release it.
Big time. And even just that alone. Yeah. Right. Anything nature based is just to really do that. I mean, I met somebody last night for the first time. And she's sensitive. She's got some abilities that are kind of popping through. So it was kind of fun getting to meet her and things, but she's always had this major draw to nature. And like whenever she goes out in nature, just everything makes more sense. Everything feels better. So when she gets back into normal, city life, if you want to call it, I mean, things just kind of have that focus. Like she's good to go. And she'll just get this notion. She's like, you know what? I got to get out in the woods, and she'll just go and camp or just go hang out at a park for a while and get her feet in the grass, so to speak. And she just, everything shifts, immediately. And that's,
or even if you can get your feet in the water, in a lake, or if you can dive in somewhere. I mean, it's more the better. Yeah.
We're in the perfect season for that.
Yeah.
You can really jump in the water. We can really, be connected, as close as you can. Again, obviously it still works out in the winter and things like that when it's colder. And because even then I've talked about it before, even just getting out there, going up to trees, I mean, they don't got their leaves, but they're still breathing. They're still there, and you putting your hand on them, you can still feel that stuff, and you don't have to be super sensitive. You don't have to have abilities to feel that energy. You let yourself go. You say it a lot, Bonnie, open your heart to it, and you just close your eyes for a second, go to a park or something or trees in your backyard. If you got them, same thing, just go up there.
Well, even in the wintertime, if you got to just take a shower, just connecting with water, doesn't matter where it's coming from, or even a bath, put some essential oils in it, do whatever helps you relax, and release,
It's all works out. I mean, you got most of the people watching and stuff have seen me. Hey, I connect in weird ways too in the winter, especially when there's snow on the ground. I go out there barefoot and I walk through the snow. So
I know that about you. I don't know that I have that much dedication.
But but that was the thing, is that's what spirit guided me to do. They said, you got to do this. And I wasn't going to, it seems a little crazy. And most people, call me out on that. But then again, the experiences, the amazing shifts in energy and how I felt after doing it, I mean, you just can't, you can't even pay for that kind of an experience. And to come back inside and you just got this buzz, I mean, and it's not a buzz from being cold and then you're back into the heat and stuff. There's an energetic, there's a true connection with things that you really can't explain. And because I'm so open to it, to have that moment, for a few seconds or a few minutes and sometimes hours, I mean, it just makes the difference,
It's like makes time stop,
Yeah.
Yeah.
And my infamous thing that I talk about a lot, especially like this time of year, is, this rain. I always, the same thing, like you're talking about showers and things, I'd love to go out there. I don't go out there in a major thunderstorm, but, if it's lightly raining, and even then I've gone out in downpours, but I just go out there and stand out there for a few seconds and I just kind of connect with, the Earth Mother and the energies. And I just say, hey, if there's anything on me, get it off me. I don't want it on me. I just want to be all clean and pure. And it's amazing because you can almost just feel it wash away, literally.
Yeah, literally.
And it's cool. It's so cool to just have that. But, I would have never experienced it if I didn't have some things that weren't quite like the whole rain thing. I was like everybody else, it depresses me. It's just this horrible thing. But I did a class that was not so much on the more spiritual things, but it had some elements of it. But one of the days we had to be in the rain all day long doing different other exercises and, we were training for some things and stuff. And it just got wet. There was nothing you could do about it. And it was like maybe an hour or two of just being so completely soaked, that it just hit me at one point that the guide popped in real quick and says, hey, hold up a second. I'm like, what? I'm thinking, and it just let it go. Just let it go. This is all what you need. And I'm like, okay. And as soon as I did that, I didn't even really feel like I was wet anymore. I didn't feel cold. I didn't feel miserable. And I'm like, okay, where has this been the whole time?
Yeah, I know. It's just finally you're just going with it. You're just finally going with the flow of it. Yeah.
Yep.
It's hard.
I surrendered and was open to it. And like I said, that's, there's all these little things that, that's the whole point. That's why we're dragging this part out right now. There's so many little things that we all can do. And, if your rain's not your thing, okay, don't go out in the rain, but go put your feet in the grass. You can do that,
Yeah.
Go sit in the sun a little bit, get a little vitamin D in you.
Yeah. Or just sit and breathe.
Yeah. Yep.
Connect.
Hey, I've told people that I said, like even in the winter or something like that, okay, you don't want to go outside because it's cold. I said, but go put a chair up against the window, crack the window a little bit, just feel that little bit of cold breeze on your face a little bit. And you kind of get that quick little, extension out into nature and you feel it grab you a little bit, you feel the cold, but that's the physical. You're looking, when you're open deeper, you can feel that connection then a little bit more. So,
yeah. So you open any window in the house here at night, and this is how sensitive your cats are, because as soon as you crack that window, they're right there. They know.
Yeah.
They know.
Yep. That's
Absolutely.
amazing. Yeah. And it's just those little things that can do a lot for you, especially going through things like this, where you're feeling strange sensations and, it ends up really not being a physical thing. Yeah, your body's physically going through it, but it's trying to let you know what's going on. So by doing all these things, connecting, opening yourself up and releasing it, all these little things can help you out. And there's enough suggestions here that you can try them all.
Yeah.
Or you could find something that maybe calls to you more. Like I said, if you just want to stand outside, like on your patio, your front porch or whatever, just go do it. You don't have, there doesn't have to be a reason for it. If you feel connected.
Right. Open communication to your own body. Communicate with your body. Because it's trying to tell you through the pain and the different things that you're getting. It's trying to tell you there's something there that you need to clear.
Yep. And that's to say, you can't fight it. I mean, it's weird because we got to keep, you always get that thing where we want to keep reaffirming it with you all, because some people don't always get it. You hear it one time, you're just like, I don't get it. Why we're saying a couple things multiple times in different ways, because we want you guys to understand this and know that you can get through it, because you'll know after a while, like if you're really open to it, opening your heart, surrendering yourself, being just accepting everything, you're gonna have that release. It's not gonna be instant. It's not like a magic pill that I keep talking about.
Right.
Boom, it's gone. It's gonna fade out, because it's the process. It's all of a process that you have to go through for you personally, because what we go through is might be not the same. We might have the same symptoms, but obviously how we release it's going to be way different. So we find what works for us, and so all we can do is give you enough suggestions that you can try things, but don't get frustrated. Don't give one thing doesn't work. Don't give up yet, because that's going to keep dragging out a little bit more. So keep trying things that fit you. And when you find it, then hold on to it. Don't let go of it. Well, let go of it, but hold what you did.
Yeah. Well, sometimes it's such a deep wounding that it goes in layers. So like an onion. So you'll go through the first layer and you're like, oh my God, it's back again.
Right.
And you work through it again until you finally get to the seed that started it. Yep. And then when you can heal that and release that, then it's finally gone for good. Yep. And you know it immediately, because you can talk about it, tell the story, be in the same room with the person, nothing, and it doesn't affect you in any way.
Right. Oh my gosh. Yeah.
And it's gone.
Yeah. Well, that's like, you guys have talked about it on your shows and stuff, doing shadow work, and I remember when you first talked about, I'm like, what the hell is shadow work? Because I'm like, but as soon as he started explaining it, and then I'm like, this is now intriguing, because now I'm going, And one time I was talking about something with Jen about it, and she's like, well, did you work on your, do some shadow work? And I'm like, what? And she's like, we talked about it in the show. I'm like, okay, yeah. Because it wasn't registering yet with me, but then like the same thing. I did it one time, and holy crap. I mean, I was blown away when I did this one session to myself, and I'm like, whoa. I mean, it was like, and all this release, all this tension that was there. I mean, it was like you said, it just took like several layers of this off, and I found out what the core was, and I'm like, boom, all right, I'm good. And I felt, and it's not even a concern. It's gone, and it's been around for maybe 5, 6, 7 years or something like that. This has been holding on to me, and I finally let it go, and I'm like, whoa.
Isn't that amazing? So you're proof that it works.
Yep.
You got to dig in.
Yeah.
And let it go.
Yeah. And it was just that, and that's the thing is, that's why, watching all of our shows and other people's, platforms and things, and just, we all got the same messages, however it comes across from whoever, if I say something, if Bonnie says something and it registers, do it. You know what I mean? Go for it. But if there's somebody else and they say it a different way and it makes sense to you, listen to them, go for it and do it, because we're all going to get the same thing in the end. You're going to get rid of some of the stuff that's baggage, if you even want to call it that way too, off of you that should never have been there in the first place. So
it's like you begin your life putting stuff in your closet, and then finally your closet's overflowing and can't even open the door. You get where you can't shut the door. And so all you need to do is go in there and just a little bit at a time eliminate what don't serve you anymore. Yep. And that's a simple thing, but you just can't see it that way for some reason. You think it's way too big for you. Yep. And you think you can't do it yourself, but you can do it yourself. You just have to take the first layer out. The first, first take out enough to shut the door, and then go away for a little bit, and then come back and open the door, and then take some more out until you can organize the whole thing and only have in there what you need. And that's what we're all up to. That's what we're all trying to do. And it sounds simple in that way, but it gets a little messy.
And that's the thing, is it's simple because we've all been able to finally do that, and see the, the positive results in the end. So I mean, it's hard for somebody that's never tried it before, but I'm sure there's plenty of people watching or listening back, that they got things that are just digging at them, you know what I mean? And connect with some of us that can give you some a little bit more advice, or maybe get you started, in the process of it, because man, and when you get some of that stuff off of you, it just changes your life. I mean, it just,
well, there's
you get a
some
little
people
bit
who just go in the closet and they just start whirling around, and all their garbage is whirling around them, and they can't see their way out of it.
Right.
And they can't see their way out. And so that's when you need to reach your hand out and get somebody to make a path for you, so you can see it from the other side, so you can start getting rid of some of that stuff. But
And even then, one thing at a time, like you were saying, to do a little bit, because you're not going to solve everything in one session. We all
it's
got
not healthy.
layers.
Well, it's not good for your health, because
True.
it's connect to your physical.
Yeah.
All of it is. And so as you start to release, your body's going to react to it too. So you don't want to sit there. I've known some people that got overzealous, and they just started throwing it. Then they ended up with flu symptoms and couldn't get out of the bed, couldn't lift their head. And I'm like, oh Lord, slow down a little bit.
Right. I mean, who doesn't want to get all that stuff off of them? But at the same time, when you keep saying, you kind of start pulling some of that off, tearing some of those layers off, that's a nice progression for your mind and body to kind of go through. It's, you just can't, it's not full speed ahead.
Right.
Right. You just can't do it. I mean, because you do, and then like you said, you got this big mess, and then you're physically hurting, you're super tired, and then you're just laid up for days because you can't do anything, and it's like, then how was it worth all that to then be miserable for a few days until your body can catch back up to itself again?
Well, some people will say it is worth it because they want to get through it and they don't have patience for it. So I'll take my hat off for the ones that's that that strong. But if it is, you always know your body tells you when you're doing too much. Slow it up a little bit, and then begin again once your body feels rested, and continue on. But some people they don't care. They just want to get it done.
Yeah.
And they will just push.
That magic pill.
I know. But I mean, there's no wrong way to do it. You just have to do it in the way that you're willing to suffer the consequences,
Yeah.
Especially if
go ahead.
Especially if you're still trying to work in a 3D world, you still got to go to work every day. So you don't want to throw yourself completely out.
Like I do. I still have to. I still got a day job, so I can't. That's what kills me. Like when a lot of these things were going on, I'm like, oh my gosh, I don't want. I'm at a point where I'm trying to save what vacation days I have left, but because there's still several more months to go for the end of the year, so I'm trying to really be protective. I'm like, and I'm going through these things, and I'm like, I don't want to take a day off, So I'm like trying to do this battling and weighing my options, and then I'm like, luckily, some of my stuff isn't completely overwhelming, so there is some time to where I can kind of just relax, even in between some jobs and things. But sometimes it's not enough. But you do have to, you pays the bills right now, so I still gotta pull it together and muscle through some of that. But at the same time, I'm like, I'd rather be like doing some meditation, working on myself, or cleaning things, and or clearing, and just kind of get myself really kind of set instead of just being like,
well, my advice for people who are doing the day job and doing all that stuff and trying to still do their spirit work is to, before you go to bed at night, talk to your spirit team and ask them to work with you at nighttime, but still tell them that you need energy. You need to have energy to go to work. But, ask them, tell them you want to go offline, you want to sleep, and you want to do a lot of your work in the spirit. Right. And that'll help you too a lot. Mm-hmm. You'll start, because whenever someone does a Akashic read with me, they open the door for them and they just hand them the book now. They didn't used to do that. Now they do in these energies. They hand them the book, and then they come back and they help them go through as many lifetimes as they can and release. And I warn them, you're going to have some weird dreams and you're going to see different people and different things, and just go with it and let your guides help you release everything, because that's the way it is now. They don't just do one and done. They're like the kid, when you open the door and say that you're going to do some Akashic record work, well, they're going to work with you and they're going to help you release way more than you thought. And then when you get stuck, that's when you go back and you ask, I'm stuck. What can I do to move forward? But that's kind of how, the people that work with me with Akashic Records are. But it's the same thing with everything. They're working with you constantly. You just have to invite them in. Invite them in.
Yep. That's awesome. Robin said a couple minutes ago, she's like, even we're running out of time, but she's like, maybe you could do a little shadow clearing on each other to show people how to go about it. And I'm like, you know what though? It actually is not a bad idea. Maybe not necessarily today, but I think that might be something we can do. Is we can do another thing, whether it's in the morning or we can pick another time or something like that. That might be fun and get a few people on, and just everybody we can get like 4 or 5 of us on, and maybe we all can like sit there and do some shadow work, stuff on each other.
That would be nice. Idea. That's a good idea.
Well, I mean, we do the healing stuff like on Hearts of Change, and that might be kind of an interesting one to do because all the shows we've all talked about it, but you could do like an intention, make the intention to help people with shadow work, help them shift whatever's stuck, and do a little bit of light language that'll shift it out, and could do that. And you know what? We'll do that too. We'll bring Robin in on it. So we're gonna put this together. So that'd be cool because we could do a whole show that way. Maybe we'll still figure it out. We could, even if it's not necessarily super early for us, but we won't make it too late for Robin. But Robin will be kind of fun to bring in on it, and we'll see. I like where this is going, but that'd be awesome. Let's do it. Let's do this. So we'll put something together. Yeah, we'll get everybody that is really has done enough. And maybe we get David in there because I know David's done a ton of shadow work.
He's the one that's overzealous.
I know. So I said, I'm like, I know he's done it. We've heard. He don't mess around.
He gets in there with a ball bat. He's the one that I know that he's just nuts with that. But bananas.
That would be awesome. Yeah, we'll do it. We'll do it. Like I said, maybe we'll pick a more see, Robin. Yes, David is awesome of it. If you guys never seen David Starr, I mean, he's been really quiet. I met him, I haven't met him in person yet, but I mean, I've only met him on the shows and things, but man, he's even since I've met him, I mean, he's come a long way. So I mean, and he's really done a lot. He's put so much time in. He's really working on stuff, and and something maybe we should hit on real quickly too. Is about 12 minutes left. One of the I haven't done anything yet. I want to. I just haven't done it. But one of the things that David came up with was the Divine Ray app. Yes. And I haven't done anything yet. I want to. I'm just trying to figure out what I want to do first. I mean, I'll probably do like an intro thing on me. But all right, Rodney, you have a good day. But if you guys ever, you
should do it. You should do an intro thing on you, and you should also play your flute. People,
exactly.
Oh my gosh, they would love that. See, and I just got mine straightened around to where I can do things in it. I haven't done anything yet, so don't feel bad. But we all need to get doing things, because the more we show people how to use the app, the better it's going to be. Because it's more than just videos going by. Yes, the videos helps people to understand your essence and want to go look for you. But in behind there, you can have your own store. You can put it in there, anything that you want. You can do meditations. You could do your music. You could do, if you sell physical things, you can put things in there. And then they also have, if you want to do classes, you can put your modules in there. So, and you could do appointments in there. So it's just, and it don't cost the creator anything to use. You just download it to your phone.
Yes. Yeah. Anybody can download it. Like it's Divine Ray, and it's on all the major platforms, so you guys can download it. It's funny is this might help some people, but it's kind of, and I'm saying this loosely because the Divine Rays, it's better, but it's kind of like a TikTok.
Well, it has that
kind of vibe to it, but that's what I'm saying. If you guys are, you guys go, TikTok and stuff like that, you scroll through it. like that. It has that kind of overall kind of a feel for it, but what you're getting out of it is way different. Cause I mean, I've gone through it and I've watched some other people and they're doing sessions and things and stuff. So, there's way more things that go a lot deeper and can help you out. So you can find people that you connect with, a lot of other healers and stuff. So, I mean, it is really cool. So I'll definitely check out the Divine Ray app and, get involved with it. Like I said, there's a lot and it's continuing to grow because every time I hear David talk about it, these updates are coming and I'm like, oh, okay, well, that might be kind of fun, So
it's going to be amazing. And because it was divinely orchestrated, he had in 3 visions at night, they came to him and told him exactly what to call it, told him how to do it, where to do it, everything about it is all from the divine, because it wanted to be created so that that spiritual people had places to go where there's clean, clear energy that we could work in together.
Yep. Which is
and to create a community together. So that's good. So it kind of like rolls right into the new earth ascending consciousness, because we do this. We all came together first. David was developing that, and it sort of all comes together. So that's why we're all working together to get this out for everybody, to just make your world a better place to live in. Pretty much.
Real quickly, 8 minutes. Carrie was just saying here, I don't know if you'll see it on your screen, but she's like, what do y'all say to those who say, I've done my shadow work, I'm all done?
There's no such thing.
She goes, I do my best to explain it. It's not the one and done. Maybe you have a better way to explain it.
Here's how I can explain it. Your shadow work isn't from just this lifetime. It comes in all lifetimes and all directions in time. So every lifetime that you've ever lived, everything that you have a shadow is connected in karma. And so you're holding that energy, and it comes from a seed from wherever, every lifetime it was planted in. And so when you do a shadow work, that's why there's layers, because there might be other lifetimes that didn't get released. You might have released it here, but it's connected somewhere back there. And so you got to keep working until you get down to the core. That's why we always say core, into the seed. And so it's so many, 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 many lifetimes you're clearing out. It just never. I mean, I hope there's an ending somewhere. But anybody that says they're done, they're in denial.
Yeah.
What is Jennifer saying?
She's saying, I would say, whether or not that's true. If nothing ever triggers you, be aware or whether or you're trying to ignore your triggers so you can pretend you're done. Right. Yeah.
Right. When you are as Yahshua was, and you can love and accept everything around you with no judgment, then you're done. And all the other masters, not just Yahshua.
Right.
He's one of my main guides, and he's saying, don't just point me out. All of them.
Bonnie.
Then you're done. And I don't know any human that's done that. I don't know who they are. Well, please tell me if you've done it.
Right.
Haven't met one yet.
Well,
I'm still working.
And we're down to 6 minutes, but even then, it's not like, as much as we try to do, the right things for ourselves, because obviously we, what matters is what we do for ourselves first before we can share it out with everybody else. So, it's real easy for us to be vulnerable, let it slip a little bit, and then grab something that holds on to you, and then now you got to sit there. You don't think about it. You're like, oh, I'll be fine. I'll just breathe or whatever. But then it kind of like starts to wrap around you a little bit more. So, I mean, it's real easy to build up another issue that you're then going to have to like catch it if you can catch it quick enough. Because it's easy, I mean.
Yeah, because you can cancel, alt, delete. You can let it go if you can catch it quick enough. But it's not about being ashamed of shadow work or having shadow work. It's just being human and an experience, and just working through it. It's just own it. It's not. There's nothing wrong with having shadow work to do. And
I wouldn't even be surprised that there might be stuff that you don't even realize because it hasn't maybe been present, for you enough to recognize it. So that you could have all these layers, but who knows what what they all are. Maybe it's once you get rid of this one, let's say, then the next one's like that was always there. It just wasn't, present because other ones, were in front of it. So you might have a stack of them that you're just going to pop up as you go through. You're going to keep working yourself, all the way up until it's time for you to move on. And so, there always could be something back there that you just didn't realize. And like you said, could be going back several, generations or other, lifetimes and things that it's just there. It's just not one of those things that we have to deal with right now.
Surface.
Yeah.
Well, and another thing too is don't worry about, don't blame yourself. It is you because you did say you wanted to ascend and you wanted to learn these lessons, but don't blame anybody because it is just all about learning. And also don't be upset with the person that's the biggest thorn in your side, because Joshua will tell you that they're the ones that love you the most because they contracted to come here and be an idiot, right. To be the jerk to you, to be the vein of your existence, but yet they love you unconditionally on the other side. And so just know that those people, they're here to help you learn. So you need to allow them grace and be able to release them and let them go. Right. But it's hard. It's hard to do.
Especially when they're like related, because some people have family members that are that way and stuff. And that's hard to just like, kind of kick them out of the way. It's like, you're supposed to kind of love them, So.
Right. Well, you also have like when there's somebody you're doing the shadow work, but they're not.
Right.
So but what you don't realize is that when you start doing the shadow work with that person, it kicks it back in their field. So then they have to start dealing with it. So they will deal with it, but they're not choosing to do it at that moment. So you'll end up going back and forth until it's all resolved.
Yeah, absolutely. So we're down to a couple minutes left. I wanted to do real quickly. I wanted to add this back in, but I wanted to kind of show you guys just some of the other areas that you can catch Bonnie on. So here was her YouTube page, the Ignite the Quantum Healing. So guys, check that out. Subscribe for sure. And let's see. Go to her website, Bonnie Burd. So check that out. All the fun stuff, services, getting in touch with her, book some of her sessions. Believe me, you want to. I know you do. And then her Facebook page, Ignite the Quantum Healing with Wellness Practitioner Bonnie. So
awesome. Thank you.
Yeah, that was awesome.
This was lots of fun.
Yeah.
I think that it was just a subject that people needed, that they needed the information and for someone to just let them know that they're normal and they're human and they're not alone.
Yes. Yeah, absolutely. So, and obviously just with the last minute or so, Bonnie, I know pandemic and everything's kind of all over the place. Other than doing some of your sessions, do you have any events that you're going to be at? Anything kind of planned, or maybe, anything that people could meet you in person? If other than you said choices and things, but is there any other events that you might be being a part
There's
of?
one coming up. It's at Wing Stadium in Kalamazoo, and let's see what date is that. I don't have it with me. But anyway, it's coming up.
Cool. No, yeah.
So
they just go to your sites and check you out. Yeah.
Healing Expo. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, that's cool.
That's the only one that's physical that's coming up.
Yeah. I know this year.
Mind Body Healing Expo or something like that. Yeah.
Okay. Yep. So, for those that are in the Michigan area, definitely you can swing through, and like I said, it'll be on, Bonnie always, puts that stuff up on her pages and things. So you'll see it. But yeah, it's weird. We're always hoping for a lot more events this year. And, obviously we're still kind of dealing with other things. So we're doing the best we can. We're getting, some events are still happening, or, they're reduced to some level, but that's just kind of how it is that we got to deal with for now. So,
yeah.
But
well, we're in the right place at the right time, and we're doing exactly what Spirit wants us to do. So we just have to hold that light.
A lot of people are saying, great show. Thanks for all the information. Bonnie, or Jennifer said Bonnie's amazing. Go see her. Christine is another close friend. She was saying, you can, we were talking earlier, just a few minutes ago, you can still kick someone away that you still love them. Once they get done with their work, they'll come back.
Yeah.
So,
exactly.
But Janet is saying Bonnie is great. So
love you, Jen.
and so yeah, but yeah, so Bonnie, thank you so much for coming on here. We've had this set up for I think a couple months or so it's been a while to really get to vacations and just our schedules finally met up, but it was really good to have you on this morning and we had some fun, just talked about a lot of cool things, and hopefully a lot of you were able to take away some of that information, use it. We can reach out to us and things, so definitely do that. And
it's definitely my pleasure to be here. Thank you.
That's awesome.
And I'm excited about the thing that you're putting together in the future. That's going to
yes, we will. I'm gonna write this one down and start figuring out how to make this this happen. So Karen saying thank you, and Nicole saying thank you so much, Bonnie. And we're gonna figure out this shadow work session. It might be kind of fun. I'm excited. I get excited when these things are cool. So
it's all coming together.
It is.
Yeah.
So, all right. So guys, we're going to get out of here. We're going to let you have the rest of your weekend, your Saturday. So enjoy yourselves. Bonnie, you have a fantastic weekend. Thank you so much again. Guys, please go check out Bonnie's pages. And and if you guys don't remember what they were, go back to the show, the promo show. You can see all her links. You can click right on it. It'll take you right to her pages. And with that said, I'm going to get out of here. We're going to get out of here, that is. So you guys have been watching Mid-Morning Medium Chat with Adam the Black Swamp Medium and Bonnie Burd. And we will see you again next time. Oh, and before I leave real quickly, maybe this weekend, next weekend, or the weekend after, I'm going to take a 1 week break, only because I'm realizing that in August, this month that we're about to enter, starting tomorrow, is a year that I started doing these mid-morning shows. So I'm going to officially end what I call season 1 and start season 2. So I'm going to take 1 week break just so that way I can just kind of do a couple things and try to maybe do some other little changes, and then we'll start a season 2, and then we'll rock it out from there. So
also, Adam, you're coming over to visit us over on the New Earth to do a circle too.
Right.
So you got to catch Adam over there.
Yes, I did post. Yeah, because I did. Robin sent me stuff, so I did post it on my page. So if you guys haven't seen that, go to Adam Black Swamp Medium page, and then you'll find that information, because that's on a Sunday, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah. So, but so that'll be cool. So, sorry for that long-winded explanation. I wanted to make sure I told people that I may not be. I will guys let you know within the next few days, because I'm trying to find the actual year mark, but I know it's in August. So I'm going to take just that 1 week and reset, and then we'll come back for season 2. Not that I'm really calling it that way, but it just seemed kind of fun to do. So, anyway, so thanks again, Bonnie. We'll see you guys again next time. So all my love, light, and peace to each and every single one of you, and we will see you again soon. Bye-bye. Bye.